The Portland Raging Grannies are derived from the original gaggle, which was previously known as the Nuclear Emergency Response Team. Before diving into the Portland gaggle, we must understand how and what started it all, beginning with an event and an ongoing struggle on women in society. The initial event that sparked the formation of the original group dates back to the 1987 in Victoria, BC, when concerns about U.S. Navy warships and submarines possibly carrying nuclear reactors and arms would anchor in close proximities of Victoria. With little to no information or media coverage in regards to U.S. vessels entering Canadian water space, let alone an emergency plan for the civilian population in the case of an accident, became a public health issue that was kept quiet. Having no plan, the Nuclear Emergency Response Team was formed, with semi-conventional protest efforts mimicking lab researchers testing water for radiation only marginally gained the public's attention. Soon realizing their message was only being overshadowed by the Chernobyl incident, they ditched their efforts and adopted controversial and unconventional methods. And from February 14, 1987, the original Raging Grannies social activist group was born. They maintained their original ploy of utilizing props, but brought it to another level. They took female underwear as their briefs to present at the government hearing. By cleverly incorporating clown-worthy humor in an environment of total seriousness ultimately became their selling point. Although keeping a lot of original ideas and goals, many are unique to the Portland gaggle. More specifically, the Portland gaggle focuses on issues of peace, social justice, human rights, and environmental protection. Any sort of parties, receptions, commissions, or hearings that shun the public's attention regarding those tenets would ultimately be exposed through what seems to be harmless singing and dancing. The idea behind this incredibly comical practice are attempts to reverse cultural expectations by empowering the grandmother role in society. They take advantage of already existing socio-cultural norms of respecting your elders to allow themselves to occupy public spaces with a lot more ease. Cause who's going to yell at a bunch of senior citizens, right? It may initially sound like a huge gong show of civil disobedience, but upon further analysis, it is the complete opposite. Everything is meticulously planned to provide a voice for the ones that have been denied, avoid acts of violence, and respect all views with those that disagree. The Portland gaggle incorporates different attires and approaches specific to each event. Planned events allow members to fully display the extent of the Raging Grannies movement by dressing up in colorful and eccentric hats, aprons, long skirts, and white gloves. Such events also require song and dance rehearsals. The following level t-shirt action is utilized at times when the group was not invited or to be part of the program. For such events, grannies are encouraged to only wear a t-shirt, sash, or button. Somber attire is an approach that could be substituted with the two occasions when the full-blown granny attire is not appropriate. By being encouraged to wear black, undecorated hats and clothing still remind the general public who they are, but less are seen as ignorant and obnoxious. Individual participation is the strategy where grannies do not need an advisory group approval and are to encourage others in the community that do not identify as grannies to support their cause. No need to dress up. By posing as innocent grandmothers in public, they would break out in dancing and singing songs that are written with witty and satirical lyrics that would easily gain the attention of the public and media. Satirical lyrics sung under catchy tunes administered a branch of non-formal education which many feminists believe is the best environment for learning. Firstly, it is important to understand the ongoing struggles and hardships that women in society face. Women's and feminist contributions remain for the most part invisible and marginalized. The notion of classifying women as subjects and others mainly in part of their body and reproductive capacity needs to be replaced with equality among all humans. The idea of feminist pedagogies is not a technique or a particular method. Rather, is a concept or set of beliefs. There is no master key to unlocking these imbalances in society. It is more of a step-by-step process towards a conceptualization. Acknowledging the oppressions and seeing the process as a relational art by means of creating social environments in which people come together to participate in a shared activity is only a starting point. Yes, formal education on topics of oppression is helpful, but formal education settings lack the larger aspect where most of the learning truly takes place, which is on an interpersonal level through experiences within our community. It envisions a learning environment to be liberatory in which we as a teacher-student and student-teacher act as subjects and not objects. We engage with ourselves in a continuing reflective manner and work in the community and others who also struggle to enhance our knowledge. The Portland Raging Grannies are an exceptional example of the feminist pedagogy's framework. There is a high emphasis on building learning through socialization. Beginning with every meeting that occurs on the third Saturday of every month, a 30-minute socialization period is mandatory. In a public aspect, the method of transpiring their message through satirical lyrics provides the best site of learning politics, as feminist pedagogies would agree with. The satirical lyrics and silly costumes aim towards an informal educational setting where the divide between teachers and students are blurred, minimizing a subject and object mentality. A great example of what was previously mentioned can be seen here during a push for Portland City Council to entirely remove its investment in all corporations, especially ones they see as doing damage to human rights and the environment. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? The people or the profiteers? Which side are you on? By effectively educating the public by working as a community together with the same ideals demonstrates key aspects of feminist pedagogies. Although reducing possible economic gains, Portland ultimately removed all of its investments in corporations and allocated them into more pressing issues like homelessness. From their humorous appearance, the Portland Raging Grannies' true intentions are miles above fun and games. They truly display the fact that simple imagination can influence others on a global level.